And we're back again.
Yes, we are.
I like saying that.
I know you do. And this is Nice Little Republic, because we haven't said that in a couple vids now.
Yeah, and I'm Metal Shadow.
And I'm Marinus. Now,
and
talk about the droid.
Indeed. Like I was saying in the last vid, T3 is the hack, demolitions, computer security, whatever droid. You have something to do with electronics, you go to T3. And it's kind of, the way he's set up automatically already says that.
Basically, he's your bitch when it comes to demolitions, to security, to repairs, to computers. He's not good in combat, other than like disrupting a droid's shields or something. Other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, if you want to end up hacking something, T3 does it. You want a piece of demolitions needed to move, you use T3. You need to
blow something up,
yeah, T3 will do it.
But as far as one-on-one combat, he's not the one you go to.
In the second game, he's better.
He's better in the second game.
Yeah, spoiler, he does come back in the second game.
Now, I love how easily he was able to hack into the Sith place.
I like this, because it kind of reminds me of R2. He just has this little thing that pops out of his chest, and that just reminded me of Alien.
Oh, R2, why'd you have to be so brave? Okay, now I forgot to set up Bastila with equipment, because I'm like, oh, I forgot to give her the lightsaber.
Yeah, T3 has his own set of different armors. He can't wear the same stuff you do. There's just no way he can. He's a droid.
Yeah.
Bastila starts off with clothing and nothing else.
Yeah, now we forgot to give her a point to allow her to use light armors. So right now she can't use any armor. The only clothing she can use is the clothing on her back. It looks like a very smooth back.
You know, the first time I was playing through the game, it kind of gave me, the way they play off the clothing, it doesn't really look like she's wearing a lot of clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. I mean, her skin pretty much matches like the back, that back piece looks like.
Then again, it's not like Riku from, not Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy X. The way she starts off, the clothes she starts off with, matches her skin exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever I did a back view, it's like, whoa, what are you showing off
Wow,
there?
Are you serious? Oh, but Final Fantasy is weird like that.
It is.
They give you weird clothing and zippers
galore
for nothing. I've got no problem with that, to tell you the truth. But sometimes it's just like, alright, that just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just like you're just putting it there for the sake of it.
I think Final Fantasy is also one of those game series that you can look at and say, 100%, don't make this into a live-action movie because it will look so ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
It'll look so stupid. Don't do it. I mean, there's some games you can make into a film and get away with it.
Yeah, what's one game? Prince of Persia did it pretty well.
Yeah, and I'm never going to see it, to tell you the truth. Did you ever see it?
I saw it with David, David and Matt.
What'd you think?
It was okay. I never played the Prince of Persia games, so I can't tell you if it was exactly like it.
I have, and the first one was good. The second one was kind of weird, because all of a sudden you take a T-rated game and make it really violent. And the third game was really violent. I mean...
Like ridiculously violent?
Well, not ridiculously violent, but it was pretty violent. So I thought that was interesting that they made this movie from Disney for a franchise that I saw as being quite violent. I didn't really see that.
Well, it was supposed to be the first game.
It was supposed to be the first game. And as far as what I could tell, they didn't even get the first game right.
There were plot points I think that were missed, but it was okay.
Yeah, guys, all we're doing is hacking and slashing here, so we're going to be talking.
Yeah, it's just platforming.
Yep, not platforming. Well, we are on platforms, but...
It's the way of saying, yeah, we're just playing through the game.
Okay. But yeah, I'm in no rush to see it. But usually I have all the film news, and I don't know of any games being made into films. I don't know what the next one's going to be.
They've been talking about Halo and BioShock for years now.
Yeah, BioShock's going to happen. Halo, that's a tough call, because one of my favorite movies, District 9, Christopher Nolan was supposed to direct that, but legal rights got in. That was the big thing gamers kept talking about, was the legal issue with it, between, I think it was Warner Brothers and Bungie and Microsoft, who had the rights. That fell through. So then they looked at Christopher Nolan and said, well, why don't we make District 9 instead? And they did that. So I think he might still make another one.
It's possible.
It's possible, because he said in interviews that he loves Halo, and he would like to do it, but if they ever do get the legal rights, who knows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is the guy you saw in the apartment, so we're going to save him. Basically, you explain this.
Pretty much, you go to the switches on the wall there, make sure they're all turned to red to unlock the cells. If they're all turned green, he dies.
Basically, if you set one switch, it'll set the other one as well. So imagine it that way.
Yeah, whatever's next to the switch gets done as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, see right there? You can't do the middle ones, or FX3.
Yeah. And we're able to get him out.
Yeah, we got light side points.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as comic books being done into films,
That's been happening like
yeah,
too much lately.
I mean, next year you got Thor coming out. You'll probably have Captain America coming out. Both
again.
Both two properties I don't really care about, to tell you the truth.
Thor was never as big as I thought it would be.
Yeah. And they're also saying that the Avengers movie is supposed to come out in 2012. They're probably going to start shooting that Spider-Man movie 2012. I mean, in 2011, probably come out 2012.
They should stop for Spider-Man. The first movie was okay.
Well, you see, here's where I give, because I didn't like the Spider-Man movies. Thought the first one was okay. The acting was terrible. Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Tobey Maguire, worst Spider-Man ever. I give them credit because they're starting with new people. It has nothing to do with the other films. Start scratch. I'll give them a chance because I love Spider-Man.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I love Spider-Man too. I grew up with that hero.
Yeah. Yep.
I grew up with Spider-Man more than I did Batman or Superman.
That's another one. Superman.
Oh yeah, I
They're
forgot.
making that into a movie now.
Again.
And I'm interested because Christopher Nolan, who, sorry, I forgot his name wrong. The guy who did District 9 wasn't Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan did Batman. I can't remember the guy who did District 9. It's going to kill me, but Christopher Nolan, director of Batman. Yeah. Christopher Nolan, director of Batman, is supposed to be like an executive producer or something for that new... Oh yeah. Before we keep going, that droid dies pretty easily.
Until you get some pretty sweet defense for that thing.
Seriously, that droid is so weak. Like I said, he's your hack bitch, but that's it.
You get some defense for that thing, though, he will last.
Now, here's what I meant. Okay, Christopher Nolan got Zack Snyder, who's gonna direct the next Superman. Just an interesting combo. I liked Watchmen.
Yeah.
And I got you to read the comic, right?
Yeah, you got me to read it.
What'd you think?
I like the concept. There were some points that could be taken out, like the whole pirate comic that kept popping up in the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't care for it, but it was an important part of the overall story.
I wouldn't say that. And personally, I looked at that and I was able to get the whole story just by skipping the pirates.
See, you don't need it, but it's just an interesting idea. I respect the writers for putting as much work in that comic as they did.
And yeah, that's respectable, but to be honest, that point seemed like they were just throwing stuff in for the heck of it. I would love to see the comic without it. It would shorten it by about 20 pages.
Mm-hmm. The thing about that is, the pirate thing is, they really did look at a world without, like, the heroes were real.
Yeah, I understand that.
They wouldn't be in the comics. I give them credit for it, but they didn't really have to put it in there. But their whole idea, and if you talk to professionals who look at the material, they say it follows Watchmen the same way. It's just a different story, though I never picked up on that.
No, like I said, I would not mind it if they remade the comic and just took that out of there. Maybe make a reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make one page where you see the comic over the shoulder of a kid or something.
Yeah.
But they don't need to integrate it into as heavily as they did in there. To be honest, I skipped those pages. If the pirate thing came up, I just skipped all of it until I got back to the real world.
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed any plot points doing so, but I frankly don't care.
You didn't miss any plot point, but you know, you didn't really need to worry about it.
No, that's another thing. Watchmen, it had a great story, you know. The characters were well thought out. If they were a stereotype, they stuck to that stereotype.
And I thought that they were good, though.
Yeah.
I love the idea that you have heroes that are flawed, but I love that in general. I love people that are flawed. That's why I never liked Superman. He's too perfect.
No. I can argue with that one.
All right. You know, we should do that in another vid, so we
Yeah.
have plenty of time for it, because we've been blathering here for a while.
Indeed.
Next time, we will be blathering about Superman.
I guess.
I promise. I'll write that down right now so I remember. We can have an...
Here you go.
Yes, we will have a discussion on Superman. Next vid. I am writing it right now. I'll explain this.
Too bad. Oh, yes. Just saving right now. We're about to fight this giant droid that's got shields, optimized weaponry, optimized armor, whatever. This thing is hard to kill. Let's just say that.
It is written.
Is it?
It is written.
Okay.
Now we're gonna make Bastila do a little damage control. We're gonna have her take out these little side turrets. Now I forgot I gave her the stun droid ability. That ability works great for this fight, but I forgot she had it.
Yeah, but you're low on force too, so
Yeah.
it's understandable.
That's another thing. At this low level, using force is pretty difficult because you have such a small mana pool.
But once you get later on in the game, you level up, it hardly affects it.
Oh, it hardly.
You end up with so much, you could do anything and that mana pool barely be drained.
Yeah.
Here's another thing about T3 though, he's good against other droids.
Exactly.
He's got that shock arm that will really help.
Mm-hmm.
So like how R2 and Return of the Jedi has that arm that will shock anybody
Yeah.
that gets near him. Same thing.
He has the same. He has the exact same thing. Only thing is that his blasters don't affect the droid because it keeps bouncing off him.
Seriously, I hate those shields.
I think once in a while he might get in a lucky shot, but like the whole time it's just deflecting. There are some
There we
enemies.
go.
That is one issue with this game. There are some enemies that blasters won't do anything. You really need to have melee players.
Seriously, it's just like, dude, just stand still so I can shoot you.
How hard is that?
Or, you know, if you do shoot them, it either bounces off, and it's not even a Jedi. Sometimes they just have some sort of weirdo shield up, or it hardly does anything to them.
Yeah.
It just annoys me.
It is annoying. I agree with you 100%. And it's just one of the things that they should improve on later on, and I think that for the most part they did for the second game.
I think so too.
But it does give you enough challenge. That's the thing. You don't want to make games too easy. If you make it too easy, what's the point?
True.
Alright, well, the vid's about to end.
Yep.
The
Remember, impending Superman argument.
And also, we're going to have the confrontation with the last person in this building.
Alright.
See you guys.